What up, my fellow Knicks fans? This is your guy Marcellus Ease, and don't panic quite yet. Now, in this segment right here, we'll be going over all three Knicks matchups going up against the Boston Celtics. As in their most recent battle, there was quite a few good things to take away from, even though the team did have defensive struggles. Tom Thibodeau, regardless of the narratives, has begun to make some adjustments, and the effort was quite different in the third meeting. And as I alluded right before the season has started, that the Boston Celtics do mirror the San Antonio Spurs, particularly that 2014 team. The archetype of this team is well disciplined as well as very methodical on the offensive end. But we're going to break this down layer by layer, as well as hear from a current player in regards to the team's defensive chemistry. I'm not going to say no more. Let's just get to it.
This is a newspaper, right? It's 90% bullshit, but it's entertaining. That's why I read it, because it entertains me. You won't let me read it, so you entertain me with your bullshit. Tell me a story right now, go.
I'll go, right.
Now, to start this off, your team leaders really set the tone. As Jalen Brunson right here, he's going to jump this screen. And there's a lot of effort because once again, in this pick and roll with Jrue Holiday, he's going to hedge and recover. Great effort by Brunson, kind of setting the tone real early. And now one thing that we haven't seen in the previous two matchups is the Knicks letting the Celtics players go one-on-one and actually trying to make the play, instead of giving them too much of the benefit of the doubt, leaving them wide open for shots. Now right here, this is going to be in comparison to the first game that we played the Celtics. If you notice right here in this pick and roll, Mikal's going to try to recover while Sims tries to get in the way and play this drop back coverage. But what the Celtics are really good at is right here. They have plenty of players who can make great decisions on this role as well as create for themselves. As right here, they're going to generate numerous open looks. Here's one right here. They got a Brunson in a 2v1 situation. The Celtics look to exploit that part on the floor. They're always looking for someone that's going to be compromised and have to choose which defenders they have to recover to. Now, going back to the most recent matchup is right here. They're trying to bring Towns into this action. But right here, we're going to see the Knicks kind of switch things up. Towns is way too far back, number one. But there's some adjustments here. As Bridges, he's pointing for someone to recover on White. And Towns does something interesting right here. He's going to recover on Cornet, as OG is going to recover on White. And again, this requires a lot of communication on the floor. See, Towns on Cornet, and it's OG's responsibility to recover on White. And the Knicks, playing one-on-one is key. You don't want to necessarily double the Celtics so they can try to exploit any 2v1s or 3 versus 2s on the floor. That's what they love to do. And again, communication is going to be key going up against the Celtics. As right here, look at Cat's man. Cornet sets the screen right here on OG. But look at Cat. This is what the Celtics do. They set screens on Cat while his man is setting the screen. So they delay Cat getting here. That's why I said communication with this team is going to be very important very early on into these possessions. Of course, we got to tie this all in. And this is where Cameron Payne comes in, as he spoke on this. In regards to the Knicks communication very early on, he called it ELC, early, loud, and continuous. You guys check it out.
Pick and roll coverages. It's a thing we have. ELC, early, loud, and continuous. So pick and roll coverages, we need to be more louder, be more vocal. In the arena, we need to be more loud. And like the communication part is a trust factor. Like, say if I got hit and he communicated, well, I know he got me. It's just a little bit of that. I say rotations. Like I said, they help box out. So like, say if I'm the low man, me calling low man triggers the next guy. And I think we all know what we're supposed to do, but it's just a communication part on letting them know, well, I got you. And like I said, it's just a trust factor in it. And we just should and need to get better at that. And that got to come from me, come from JB, come from Cat. Just got to come from the guys that's older, that been around, that done seen things. And I think, you know, we got the layout. We done seen it. We done been in it. We have to talk more. We need to know what's going on and just help our teammates a little bit more.
And Payne is 100% right. Going up against the Celtics, they're so methodical. They're going to break you down. And they did this to Luka last year during the NBA Finals, especially in that Game 3. Probably one of the reasons why the Mavericks consider getting rid of him. But again, communication very early on is key. Hey, loving the concept. Early, loud, and continuous. Because it got to be like that going up against the Celtics at all times. Right here to get Cat involved in the pick and roll. Check out Precious. KP is popping out. Usually this killed us the first 2 matchups. But if you notice now, this is why I said Thibs is making adjustments. Precious now switches. They got to let Cat make these guys make plays. Tatum and Brown, we're giving them way too much credit. Just let them make plays. This right here in the second matchup going up against the Celtics is a prime example of the Knicks just giving them a little bit too much respect early on. Right here, this is a dummy play on this switch. JB on Brunson. So you think it's a mismatch. Everyone's kind of paying attention to it. But meanwhile, the Celtics are setting up Cat to be involved in a pick and roll with Tatum. Look at number 88 while everyone's attention is on Brunson. See? Now instantly there's a pick and roll right here. Mikal's going to get caught on this. But the Knicks not wanting to give up a switch. You see now Mikal's forced to go under. Cat is trying to not give up the switch and it's going to leave Tatum for an open shot. That's why I say the Knicks can't give him way too much credit. Avoiding that switch has been creating a lot of issues for us throughout the whole season. And Tatum, he can make these, man. These are way too easy for him. Jump into the most recent game. They're trying to pull Cat into the action once again. They're assuming OG is going to try to recover while Cat drops back. But it doesn't happen. You see the change? Now Cat's one-on-one with Tatum. See, the Celtics are looking to exploit the Knicks right here. They're assuming someone's going to blitz. And when they do, they're going to quickly swing it to the other side and hope for a 2v1 situation. Again, the Celtics, very similar to the San Antonio Spurs, very methodical. As you can see right here, they ran pick and roll, and now JB is trying to recover. See, where everyone's trying to recover to the original man, now it's going to leave a rolling situation in which they make very good decisions. This exactly is what hurt the Celtics in the finals going up against the Warriors. Tatum and Jalen Brown, they were making fucked up passes right here. The Warriors were setting them up, particularly Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green, but they got a lot better at this. Not only Tatum can actually finish right here, but this is exactly where they want the Knicks. They got multiple open passes. They got Josh Hart right here in a 2v1. He's going to have to make a decision on who to close out on. Let's say if Tatum passes to Brown, Josh Hart's running right here, and it's just an easier three-point shot to Horford. And everyone on the floor right now can shoot threes. Everyone could be in that situation. This is where the Celtics really try to hurt you. Again, the Celtics offense, very cerebral. Look at Kornet setting a pick right here, which is normal. But check out all the action next to Towns. You see, Kornet seemed like he was going to run and set up another pick and roll. That's what Cat was anticipating, because that's what they've been doing to him all game long, trying to set up a high pick and roll. But Kornet now cuts, and guess who's going to really set the screen to avoid another pick and roll for Cat, which is Jrue Holiday. He's going to set this screen right here, and then Kornet's going to come back around and set this pick again. They're really breaking Cat down. You see right here? Jrue setting up the screen for Kornet to come set the screen on OG. And now Tatum could come around and possibly pull up, or he could attack that pick and roll and see what 2v1 situations he can get McBride or Cameron Payne in. And now the Knicks defense is completely compromised. Guys are open. There's going to be situations playing out. But this is what the Celtics love. Jrue has multiple options while the defense recovers. A possible alley right here, where he can see how it plays out while OG recovers, as well as McBride. And it's going to leave a possibility for Pritchard to be wide open. Here's another perfect example. Pick and roll right here with Tatum. And once again, with Mikal trying to recover and Towns sort of playing that drop back coverage. See, the Celtics, they got serviceable players who can knock down these open shots, or even better, create a 2v1 situation. You see Brunson, 2v1. They keep generating even better and better looks. Again, those last two clips were from the Knicks' first matchup against the Celtics. Kind of gives you more of an idea of what they like to do. Now we're going to focus on some of the positivity and some of the adjustments that we've seen them make in their more recent matchup. All right, so the Knicks right here, they get Cameron Payne on KP. They fully switch. There's no recovery. And then McBride also switches onto KP, as he's a lot stronger. But the Knicks choosing when to double, when to blitz. They're going to test that KP passing ability because probably out of all the Celtics players, he's not really known for that. But they hold their own here. And this is the bench unit along with Cat. So this is a nice little preview of some of that ELC that Cameron Payne was talking about. And the Knicks are not going to be able to capitalize off of all these switches. As right here, once again, Payne is switched on KP. The Celtics understand that the Knicks are switching at the moment. And so now they're going to try to have KP bring Cameron Payne down here. But again, I'm not mad at that. I'd rather the Knicks kind of not give the Celtics the benefit of the doubt and just trying to have two people recover and just leading to the defense to scramble. Just don't give them the credibility off rip. Let them make plays. Because at times this team, they really haven't been punched in the face in the past couple of years, especially last season in the playoffs. And when they put into those tight crunch time minutes, sometimes they do freeze up. The offense starts to become stagnant, especially when those three-point shots are not falling. Again, the Knicks' ability to just have guys be man-to-man, forcing them to make plays. KP are in this high post. They're hoping there's a double that comes. So that way they're going to begin to exploit any side where there's going to be 2v1 situations, etc. But no one comes in double, so now they're forcing the Celtics players to make plays, and KP turns it over. There's some more of the Knicks letting guys take on the responsibility of man-to-man. This is what the Celtics want, but at the end of the day, let Tatum prove that he's that superstar. Let him make the play. Don't give him the respect off rip and just have OG trying to recover and Cat being in drop back, and it leads to an open shot or a 2v1 or a 3 versus 2 situation. Because the Celtics, I tell you what, they're really constantly looking for that type of situation where guys are trying to recover, guys are blitzing, and they're instantly going to look to kick out to the weak side. And this is going to be a prime example of it right here. See, once that double comes from Brunson, now they got guys rotating, moving off ball for the kick out. And OG technically is in a 2v1 situation right here. This could be another pass to Tatum or a pump fake. But Horford, Cornette, Pritchard, all these guys, they love to operate within that type of scenario. That's why I said the Celtics, they kind of emulate the San Antonio Spurs of the 2010s, just having so many serviceable players who could execute. Now in the third quarter, the Knicks actually had this game under 2 possessions. But again, communication is going to be key. Look at Jrue Holiday. He's trying to set up a screen on Towns. Meanwhile, KP is in pick and roll with JB trying to get him on Towns. But again, just even though we see the score right here, midway through the third, just a thing that kind of went under the radar is the Knicks' defensive effort. Let's check out the recovery, the rotations. JB on the closeout, McBride on the closeout, and especially Cat closing out. Because this game was another slow start for the Knicks, of course, people got sick of them kind of showing lackluster effort or just things not going their way, especially after the game with Cleveland, numerous top teams just going up against them. Things haven't panned out, but a lot of things kind of went under the radar this game, especially in this third quarter. The players definitely were more detail focused as Cat holds his own in the island right here. And then check out OG. He's going to time this blitz pretty nice. You got McBride ready to recover. Guys are ready to rotate. And Cat's the last one in this rotation. But you see, check out Deuce. You see, he's ready to recover. And then now he gets back. He has eye on Tatum and his man. As Cameron Payne has stated, things do start with your superstars. Brunson with a nice hard hedge, causing Tatum to, go more wide. And then on the recovery, he allows OG to get there. If the Knicks had just showed slight bit of more defensive effort going up against the Cavs right before they played the Celtics. They possibly could have fared a lot better in that game. They were more defensively focused going up against the Celtics. And right here, we're going to see the reasons why. You got to be very detailed. Jaylen Brown acting like he's going to make a cut, but he's really looking at Cat. They love setting screens while Cat Man is running pick and roll. They love doing this. Look at Jaylen Brown. Right on Cat. Sets the screen. Kornet rolls. And this is what the Celtics love. Kornet in this exact position. Either he could take it up against the smaller Josh Hart, or he could kick it out to Horford for the three. But we're seeing why the Knicks have to organize themselves very early in these possessions. It's a lot of communication that has to be done very early on, especially with the Celtics, because it's not just about this pick and roll. Again, JB is really coming to set Cat up right here. They do this continuously. Same thing for when a possession starts and Cat's down low with his man. Let's say him and Kornet was in the paint or in the elbows. By the time Kornet comes up and begins to set this screen, someone else is going to get right in front of Cat. Either they're going to run in front of him and then Kornet is going to make this screen, or either they're just going to set a screen to delay him running behind Kornet. That ELC Cameron Payne was referring to going up against the Celtics, that is no joke. And the same thing applies to when the Knicks face the top teams in the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Cleveland Cavaliers. That organization really early on in these possessions is going to be key, because these teams have way too many serviceable players. Them days of just having a top three or big three on your squad, it's over. It's truly over. You got to have a couple players on your team that have nice contracts, that they're actually outperforming their contracts. The Knicks had that last season. You got Josh Hart, you got Dante DiVincenzo, and Julius Randle when he was healthy. He was outperforming his current contract. Same thing for Isaiah Hartenstein. The Knicks had a lot of that going for them. And these teams like Cleveland, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and especially the Boston Celtics, they have a very similar setup. And here's a prime example of how some of these teams are well organized on defense. Brown gets caught on this screen going up against Jalen Brunson. Look at Jason Tatum on this switch. Look at Jaylen Brown. Look at the organization. Everyone knows who they're covering. Again, going to the top teams in the league, they are very coordinated defensively. Pick and roll right here with JB. There's one switch already made. And then here's a second switch. And they have a serviceable big who's mobile. Isaiah Hartenstein. They have no problems leaving him on the island out here, as he could keep up. See the communication? Guys are constantly recovering. And OKC is one of the top teams in the league. When you're taking these open shots, they are very good at closing it out and contesting it. So it is what it is. Joe Mazzulla and the Boston Celtics have a well-oiled machine down there. They're very organized offensively as well as defensively. But the Knicks are starting to show signs of organization in their third matchup against the Celtics. But Mitchell Robinson soon to return in the lineup. We'll see how he impacts this, as the Knicks might use the Minnesota Timberwolves formula from last season in which they ran two bigs. We'll see how it plays out. Until next time, you fellas, stay safe. Peace.